What's up, guys? It's Rantium here, and today we are back in Skyrim. That's right, you guys, and oh snap, is it gonna be an awesome freaking day? So guys, welcome back, and happy Magic Monday. So today guys, we are taking a look at this mod right here, but don't forget, down there in the comment section, vote 1, 2, or 3 on which mod you want to see next week. So without further ado, let's get into this. So, yes, the mod we're looking at today is known as this. Now, this mod is, I gotta say, I was testing it out before I started this showcase, and if I ever do, you know, a series in the future with another Skyrim Let's Play that's modded, we're using this freaking mod because it's insanely fun to use. Now, what exactly does this do? Well, it adds a bunch of rings that you equip onto your person that allows you to cast spells using any weapon in your hand. So it does not require the usage of another hand for a spell. So whereas normally with flames you would put that in your left or right hand and you'd be able to use flames just like this. This mod takes the sword and makes the spell come from the sword itself, which is by far one of the coolest things ever. Now, I already have all of the rings inside of my inventory, as you can see right here. You have the autocast rings here, and then you have the remove autocast. Now, I don't exactly know what those ones do, because I've never... Oh, wait, right here. Wood Elves, Redguard Vampire, Redguard... that's strange. I don't really know why you would need that, but maybe... I'm not sure, but these are the ones that we have, but I want to show you where you need to come to get these rings. Now, if you guys will notice, we are indeed in Whiterun. Now, you're going to want to come to Whiterun. You got Pelagia Farm, Huntingbrew Meadery, Battleborn Farm, and Shieldfurrow Farm, all near Whiterun. Now, once you come into Whiterun, you're going to want to find the Drunken Huntsman. Alright, so once you're inside of the Drunken Huntsman, there is, what's his name, Elrindir? Yeah. So once you're inside of the Drunken Huntsman, you should see a chest back there behind the fireplace. Walk over to it, and it's going to be full of all of the rings that you just saw. Now, you don't have to steal them, they're there for you to take, but in order to mitigate any fines and stuff like that in Whiterun, we're going to go out into the plains of Whiterun, and I'm going to demonstrate a lot of the spells that we have within this mod. Because some of them, guys... oh my god, they are the coolest things ever. Some of them conjure specific entities like ash spawns, some of them can create thumes from your sword, and some of them can even turn you into a werewolf or a vampire lord. Okay, so here we are out in the plains of Whiterun, and because I want to go ahead and have unlimited stamina, I went ahead and put God mode on, so any attacks that come to me, I will go ahead and be invincible to them. But let's go ahead and take out our sword right here. Now, we're going to go ahead and take that out of my left hand. Now, the regular sword has been equipped. As you can see, nothing special, nothing fancy about that. But if we go ahead and sheath it and go into our inventory and go to apparel, we're going to go ahead and start with each of these rings. Now, the V2, I don't exactly know what the difference is between the two because I went ahead and tested them, and it doesn't seem like there is too much of a difference. But we'll start off with this one. Now, those of you that don't know, when it comes to swinging a sword in Skyrim, if you use your left thumbstick on any controller, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, you do different attacks when you use different directions. So this is left, right trigger, just like that, and that shot out some ash. And then this is right, same thing. So those are two of the same attacks. But if you push up, that conjures an ash spawn. And then if you push down, that throws an ash ball at somebody. Now, as you can see, it has to do with the reticle. So you actually aim these with your reticle. Now that right there is just a regular power attack. Notice anything that's familiar about that? Yes, that is the Blood Skull Blade's power in a regular iron sword. That's how powerful this mod is, guys. It's insane. Now that was just one ring, and this is the ash ring. Now the Beastmaster is a little bit different. Now this one, the big attack if you pull down and hold right trigger allows you to turn into a werewolf, but we're going to wait to use that one and the Vampire Lord form last, so you guys can get that last. So this is left, and that summons a Sabertooth. And then right, summons another Sabertooth. And then they burst into tentacles of Hermaeus Mora. And then up, this summons a werewolf. So yeah, kind of terrifying. He's only there for a couple seconds, but even still, he could probably do some damage in that time. Now the Blood Skull, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's the regular Blood Skull blade. Left is that, right is that, and then forward is that, and then down is that. So basically the same exact thing as the Blood Skull blade, which is really cool. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I'm aware, this does work with two-handed swords, but I've only tested it out on one-handed swords. I would imagine it works with other weapons too, like maces, axes, and mauls. That would be very cool if it did. Now this one, that's up, and that does a tornado just like that. This is right, and that does another tornado. And left does another one. And then down does that as well. So lots and lots of tornadoes come out of that one, because that is the Cyclone Knight. Now the Dragon Warrior is another one of the cooler ones. Now this is left. That's the Ice Thume. And then right, I believe, is the same Thume. Yep. And then up is that. Shoots a gigantic fireball at somebody. And then down. Down is the fun one, I think. Yeah, that's the Fire Shout. That's like Yoltor Shul, which is really cool. But I love the fireball that you could shoot from your sword. That's so damn cool. So that is the Dragon Warrior. Now the Flame Warrior is very similar to the Dragon Warrior in it that it uses a lot of the flame spells and flame shouts. This is up. Now it shoots a green ball, and whatever it hits, it erupts into this massive explosion. Now this is to the right, and this is to the left, and this is down on the stick. Shoots another fireball that goes like straight through things. So it's pretty cool to be able to, like, you know, use your sword with this. Now let's see, that was the Flame Warrior. The Lightning Knight is another cool one. Now the Lightning Knight is actually better used with a target, but I will go ahead and tell you what exactly each one of them does. Now up is a chain lightning that can chain from, you know, each enemy. So if there's a bunch of enemies in the same place, they will chain together and make it so that all of them take damage. Down is this attack, a gigantic spray of lightning. To the right is a paralysis, and to the left is another paralysis. So anything that gets caught within the chain of paralysis lightning gets paralyzed instantly. And that is without even expending any magicka. Because that's the best part about this mod, guys. You don't expend magicka when you use these spells, meaning you can use magic while using weapons. How badass is that? Now the mage attacker, or the wait, did that say mage or magic? That said magic. The magic attacker is a little bit of a mix. Now this is to the left, so that's the fire, and to the right is the same thing. Up, I think, is tornado. Yep. And then down is another one of the lightning things. So that's kind of a mixture of all three. You get wind, you get lightning, and you get fire. Now the magic warrior is a little bit different. You can go ahead and do that to the left. So you get the power of the Blood Skull blade and fire to the left and to the right. The up one is just like that. That's a little bit of Fus Roda, but it's only a Fus. And then down is the big boy. Look at this. You can have yourself a bound bow. How badass is that? Plus they blow up into electric bolts, and you can sheath it on your back and still be good to go. It doesn't automatically dissipate. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, I actually haven't figured out how to unequip it, but I want to say, let's see, where's the unequipped Nord? Right here? Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Remove autocast, and then autocast Magic Warrior. Okay, so no, that's actually not how you do it. So that's interesting. I'm not sure exactly how you get the effects of the ring off. Maybe it has a timer or something like that. Let's see. Does it say bound bow? Okay, so it lasts for a minute, 120 seconds. So there you go. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, good. So there we go. Bound bow has been, it's been let go. But yeah, it lasts 120 seconds. So that's actually 2 minutes. So that's pretty cool. Now, Moroz Servant, it's probably what you're thinking, Hermaeus Mora. Now this is, you're summoning the power of Apocrypha. So this is to the left. And it shoots little tentacles out just like that. You can kind of arc that one too. Like if you were to shoot it up into the air, it goes a little further every time. And then let's see, if you use the up one, that throws them there. They're a little bit bigger. And then the big one is this. And that's kind of gross. It just kind of throws all that stuff through there. And then, like I said, you have the regular power of the Blood Skull blade if you just swipe. Now, let's make sure we didn't miss any of that. There we go. Perfect. Now let's see. Go back into here. Shaved Ice Shop sounds a little strange. I'll give you that. But this is the left thumbstick, shoots the ice spell, and to the right. And then up is a gigantic freaking whirlwind of ice. Yeah, this is powerful as shit, guys. And then down is a little bit of a less powerful spell. It's kind of like the ice wall. But yeah, imagine being in a fight with a bunch of people and just getting so angry that you push forward and you summon this gigantic whirlwind of a storm. It's a freaking blizzard. How badass is that? Then last but not least, we have ourselves the Vampire Lord and the Vampire Load. Now check this out. The first one, if you push up, that is kind of a Fusro Da, except it's only a Fus. Then left is the, I think that's a Drain spell if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have that. Now because the last two I want to show you is the Werewolf Form and the Vampire Form, we're going to go ahead and save right there so we can revert to that save. Now this is the special part about these two rings, the Beastmaster and the Vampire Lord. If you pull down and do a power attack, okay? You do that. Without even having to go through the Dawnguard DLC, let alone the Vampire Wing, you automatically have access to the entire Vampire Form, and you also have access to the tree. Now the Perk Tree can indeed be upgraded the same way you would normally have if you were already the Vampire Lord from the Dawnguard DLC. You also have access to all of the abilities, Bats, Raise Dead, Revert Form, and Vampire Sight. And this is how you revert form. You just, go straight back into your regular human form, and there you go. So be wary when you're using the Vampire Sword, or whenever you're using the Vampire Ring. Be wary that you don't accidentally click that, pull down and hit the right trigger, because you don't want to accidentally turn into a Werewolf Lord or a Vampire Lord in a town. Now, as you guys saw earlier, this was the animal one, and you can literally summon the animals from super far away. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I just shot him from all the way over there. And then there's a werewolf down there. Now the werewolf, as I said, you hold down and do the right trigger, and without even having to go through the companion's quest line, I am level 1, guys. We have access to the werewolf form, and you can use it in all of its glory. Now check this out. You also have access to the werewolf perk tree, which is by far one of the coolest things about this mod, because not only can you be the werewolf and the vampire lord together, you don't expend any magicka and you don't have to do any certain quest in order to get that ability. That's what I love about this mod so much, because you don't have to have anything special. You don't have to be a master rank in magic. You don't have to have, you don't have to be level 25 or level 30 or anything like that to access these perks. And like I said, all of these things, they have time limits just as they normally would, except for the vampire form. But, the werewolf form, it'll last until you run out of bloodlust. But every kill you get and every feed you do goes towards your skill tree, which is kind of an amazing thing. Now let's go and reload that save and we can end off today's mod showcase. Now, I do believe that's everything that this mod has to offer, guys, and I gotta say, this is by far one of the coolest additions into Skyrim as far as a mod goes. You equip a ring, you can favorite the rings to your hotbar, so if you want to swap from the Cyclone Knight to the Blood Skull to the Beastmaster to the Ash King, you can absolutely do that. And any weapon that you use, I'm pretty sure any weapon that you use, whether it's two-handed or one-handed, will allow you to just have the unlimited power of using spells as well as your sword, because you can still use your sword and your weapon if it does if it does more damage, so like, let me show you just for an example, and then we'll end off today's mod showcase. If I wanted to go and smack this giant with my sword and still do the damage of my sword, I can absolutely do that. But as soon as I use a power attack, I use the power of the sword, plus I use the power of the spell that comes with it. And there's my ash spawn, So as you can see, it harnesses the power of the spell itself, takes the sword or whatever weapon you're using, and just makes it the vehicle to cast those spells. So guys, I very much hope you enjoyed today's mod showcase, and don't forget to vote down there in the comment section 1, 2, or 3 on which mod you want to see next Magic Monday. And guys, I will see you in the next video.